Thank you. You know, dating women can be very tricky at times, you know, especially dating women who you were in a relationship with their best friend. So, there's this time, right, where, and you got to keep in mind with this story, it's kind of wild because it's just a wild story, right? So, I met these two women. Well, I actually met the one first. And I liked the one first. And I wanted to be with the one girl first. But she was talking to this guy. He wasn't my friend. He was just a guy I knew. And she decided to talk to him instead of me. But she said, hey, listen, I have a friend. And she's cute. And you might like her. So I ended up with a friend. I was with a friend for about 3 years. It's a pretty long relationship. Give or take, about 3 years. Just didn't work out. Finally, me and a friend broke up, and I was with someone else, end up breaking up with them. Fast forward to the girl that I liked in the beginning. So, I asked her, I said, hey, listen, would you like to go to lunch together? And she said, yeah. So we goes out to lunch, and I just start spilling the beans to her. I said, listen, I liked you from the beginning, but you in love with that guy. Now you and him not together, and me and her not together. You know, let's go on a date. And she says, what do I look like doing something like that? I can't do nothing like that. That's my best friend. I would never do nothing like that to her. So I said, okay, that's fine. So every day for the next 2 weeks, we was chilling. So then one day I said to her, I said, hey, listen, I want to take you out. You know, since we listening, I want to take you out on a real date. And she was like, I don't know. I'm kind of like, you know, kind of like on the fence about it. So I said, all right. I said, let's just try it. So he goes. And we go to New York. Go on a nice date in New York. So on the way back, there was a store that was, they sold like, you know, NYC memorabilia and all types of stuff. And they had these shorts. And the short says, I love New York on the back. So she says, I like these. I said, you like them? I'll buy them for you if you show me what they look like. So she says, okay. So I said, no, you bullshit. She said, no, I'm serious. I'll show you. You buy them. I'll show you what they look like. And I said, when you going to show me? And she says, I'll show you tonight. And I said, okay. So I buys the shorts for her, right? He goes back. Get back to the house. She goes home. And I didn't say nothing about it because I said, okay, well, maybe she forgot. Or maybe she just ain't what she was with. I said, she just got me for some shorts. So maybe an hour later, I get a notification on my phone. I turn it around, and lo and behold, it's about 10 pictures of her modeling these shorts. So I say, wow, looks good. I said, but I was saying I wanted to see him in person. You know how niggas get, man. Niggas always gotta overdo shit. It's like, oh, here, man. Girls think they doing a lot sometimes. And niggas be like, nah. I want more. I'm a greedy motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you that like that. I need more. I can't be like, oh, well, the pictures is fine. No, I want more. And that sometimes gets me in trouble. Anyway, so she says, what do you mean you want to see them in person? I said, I wanted to see how they look in person. I don't want to see it through no picture. And she says, well, where you at now? And I said, I'm at my house. So she says, okay, I'm going to come over there and show you. Now, you got to understand. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. She coming to me to show me these shorts. It's been like maybe 4 or 5 years I've been trying to see this girl in some type of way. So she comes over. And one thing led to another, start kissing, and we end up sleeping together, right? And we end up sleeping together for a good, maybe, I would say, almost a year, right? Now, in the beginning, I told her, because I said to her, well, maybe we should be together and tell your friend instead of hiding it after we had sex a couple of times. Because I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to wife this girl. I want to be with her. So she said, no. It's not a good time. I don't want to ruin my friendship. No, people's not going to understand that. It's okay. So we kept doing what we was doing. Now let me just stop the story and tell you. These women were African. I know y'all probably like, what does that mean? African connection. It's a big difference when it's two American girls, when it's two African women. Totally different. That's all I'm gonna say. So she ended up semi-moving with me. She wasn't living here, but she was semi-in. You know, she had a key. She was coming back and forth, right? So then one day, she asked me. Now, we've been together dealing with each other all this time. And I became, what you would say, very relaxed. You know, I was having my cake and eat it too. You know, I was single, but at the same time, I was with her. Even though we was off the books, I wasn't dealing with nobody else, but I could if I wanted to. So, she says to me, driving one day, we was going to Maryland, actually. And she says, I want to be with you. Now, full stop, I'm looking at her, not actually looking at her, but in my head, I'm looking at her. Because in my head, I'm saying, I like it the way it is. I don't want to be in a relationship now. I don't. But for her, I may make an exception. So I said to her out my own mouth, I said, well, of course it was out my mouth, but I said, what about your friend? I mean, didn't you say that you didn't want to miss your friend? I don't care. I just want to be with you. Let's just see where it goes. I don't care. I said, but I don't care. Let's see where it goes. And I said, I don't know about that, because the next woman I'll be with, I'm going to want to marry her. And her face looked like all the life just went out of her. Now, you got to understand, when a man says to a woman, the next woman I want to marry, some women take that as game, because they say, okay, so what are you saying? You don't want to marry me? Obviously, I'm asking to be with you. And women don't ask to be with men. You know what I'm saying? So I said to her, next woman I want to marry. So I don't think this is a good idea to just jump into something. So she says, okay. And with that okay, that okay was okay. Okay, nigga. Okay, nigga. And I knew I was going to come back and bite my ass. But I was okay with it at the time. Fast forward. We were still dealing with each other for about 3-4 weeks, maybe a month. We still sleeping together, still everything's still the same. She says to me one day, she calls me up and she says, "Hey, get dressed. I'm taking you out to dinner." So I said, "Oh, why don't you get dressed? Oh, you want me to put some hard bottoms on?" I said, "Yeah, okay." Threw the blazer on, hard bottoms. Took me out to dinner. Nice little dinner. So we get there. And we having a good old time. I'm talking to her. We talking, we laughing and giggling about stuff, blah, blah, blah. And we just, she was just busting it up. So I said to her, so where do you see yourself in 5 years with me? And out of nowhere, she just cut me off and said, "I got a boyfriend." What? You got a boyfriend? Now, I said that in my head. I didn't say that. Now, the whole time, I'm confused because I don't know, if this is real or not. So she says, so I just stopped and I said, "Listen, what do you mean you got a boyfriend?" She says, "I have a boyfriend. And I just wanted to tell you." And I said, "You have a boyfriend? You wanted to tell me?" I said, "I thought we was, yeah, we was until the day you told me that you didn't want nothing. So I started talking to somebody else and he filled that position." So I said, wait a minute. So we've been sleeping together, doing all this together. You just slept with me 2 days ago. And you're telling me you got a boyfriend now? Well, yeah, he just became my boyfriend 2 days ago. So I said, so after we had sex, he became your boyfriend? Well, he's actually not here. He's actually in Africa. But he asked me to be Now, here's the crazy part about the whole exchange, because what happened after that, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The crazy part is, when it comes to women, is if that was me that did that to her and flipped it on her and said, "I got a girlfriend," she would have lost her mind. And here is the worst of it all. So I told people this story and they blame me. They say, "Hey, you should have got with her when she asked. When she wanted to be with you, you should have got with her." And granted, I will say I dragged my feet a little bit. But where it all comes down to is, and this is a question I got. This is a question. Whenever a man wants to take his time, a woman always ends up leaving him saying he's not serious. But when a woman wants to take her time, the man's supposed to sit around and wait until she's ready. And that's where I say this whole story is crazy. Because when I asked her in the beginning what we could do, she said no. Then when she wanted to do it, I had to do it when she wanted to do it. And that's the fuckery right there, I would say. Craziness. And she ended up marrying a guy, they had a baby together. She ended up moving back to Africa and all that good stuff. And I wish her good luck. I'm not no ill will towards her or anything like that. I just thought that was pretty fucked up. I guess I got the egg on my face this time. That's my African connection story.